Hello children, I hope all of you are fine and taking very good care of yourselves. So as you can see, in today's session, it's grammar time. So we are going to do some grammar exercises from your lesson, the Caucus race. So please get ready with your books and your pencils before we start. So as you can see on your screen, it's written adjectives, degrees of comparison. Now before we learn about degrees of comparison, we will quickly just revise what adjectives are. You all must have learnt about adjectives in standard 3. An adjective describes a noun. It adds more meaning to a noun. I'll give you a very simple example. A noun, you all know a noun is a name of a person, place, animal or thing. So person, suppose I'm talking about a boy. Okay, suppose I'm talking about a boy. I say the boy is handsome. So I'm adding something about him. I'm telling something more about him. Telling you he's a tall boy. So you know there is a boy, but I'm telling you he is tall. So tall is the adjective describing the boy. Same way, there's a girl, suppose Sheila. So I say beautiful girl. Pretty girl. So pretty, beautiful, they are all adjectives. Now I say Calcutta. It's a place. So Calcutta is a very big city. So big is an adjective. So I hope you are very clear with adjective. You all must have done this very well in class 3 and in some of the examples in class 2 also. So adjectives must be very well known before you start with degrees of comparison. So adjectives tell you something about a noun. Now these adjectives can be in 3 forms. You can see I have written there positive, comparative, superlative. Okay. Suppose now in your book it's given I am older. How do you know you are older than I? So there are 3 forms of degrees. I'll tell you in a very simple way. Suppose I am talking about a boy named Jack. So I say Jack is an old boy. Okay. Jack is an old boy. Big boy, okay, is an old boy. Now when I compare means you need to have 2. In the comparative degree, we have 2 persons. Suppose we have Jack and Nick. And Nick is older than Jack. Nick is older than Jack. And superlative is among all. Suppose you have a class of 50 students. Okay. And Aniket is the oldest boy. The oldest. You must have seen I have used the words than and the in comparative and superlative degree. Children, when we are doing comparing, we need 2 people to compare. No, you cannot compare yourself with yourself only. You need 2 people to compare. Okay. Suppose I am talking about Shreya. So Shreya is a beautiful girl. Okay. Neelam is more beautiful than Shreya. Sorry. So Neelam is more beautiful than Shreya. And suppose you have Navya. So Navya is the most beautiful girl in the class. So superlative degree is among all the 3. So we use than after the adjective in the comparative degree. And in the superlative degree, we use the before the adjective. The oldest, the prettiest, the most beautiful. Okay, the greatest. So we'll do an exercise on this so that things can be more clear with you. Get ready with your pencils and your books on page number 98. This table is given to you in your book. Complete the tables given below. Now you see children, they have given you words with 1 syllable and 2 syllable. The book says some 2 syllable adjectives ending in Y change their degrees with ER and EST. The first one that is given to you is a 1 syllable word. See weak, weaker than, the weakest. You are just adding ER and EST. Great, greater than, the greatest. Okay, he is the greatest. The largest. Cold, colder than, the coldest. Okay. He is the coldest. Next, you go to the next page, that is page number 99. You have words with 2 syllables. Happy, busy, silly. We have done syllables previously, no? In the previous session, we have done about syllables. So, happy, ending in Y. As I told you previously, it will become H-A-P-P-I-E-R. So, Y is removed and you add I-E-R. Okay. So, it becomes busy will become busier. B-U-S-I-E-R. Busier than the busiest. B-U-S-I-E-S-T. So, E-R and E-S-T are there. But your Y is replaced by I. You will remove the Y and you will put I. Silly becomes sillier than. S-I-L-L-I-E-R. S-I-L-L-I-E-R. And silliest is S-I-L-L-I-E-S-T. Okay, S-I-L-L-I-E-S-T. So go to the third column. When a short adjective ends in a consonant with a vowel, just before it we double the last letter to form the comparative. Now you can see thin. I is a vowel and N is a consonant. Okay, and it is a small word. Thin, you double, N becomes double. Thinner than and the thinnest. Same way, big. I is a vowel, it will become bigger than. You will double the G. The last alphabet is double. Okay, the last letter you will double it. Bigger than, the biggest. B-I-G-G-E-R, B-I-G-G-E-S-T. Hotter than, the hottest. O is a vowel, so H-O-T-T. T becomes double. Hotter than, the hottest. Okay. Now, when you have long words, long adjectives, we do not take ER or EST, but we have more and most placed in front of them to show the degrees of comparison, such as difficult, more difficult, the most difficult. Okay, we will add more and most. Helpful becomes more helpful, the most helpful. You don't say helpfuller and helpfulest, no? It will become more helpful and the most helpful. Important will become more important than, and then the most important is the most important. Interesting will become more interesting. Interesting will become more interesting. You will add M-O-R-E in front of interesting and than after interesting. So it is more interesting than and the most interesting. Okay. I hope you are clear now. Comparative degree, we are using more than. And the other one, we are using most, the most interesting. But you will see there are some irregular words. Now we'll go and check with them. Some adjectives do not follow any rules. They have irregular forms of comparison. Now bad. You don't say he's a badder. You say worse than the worst. He is the worst boy of the class. He is the worst boy. Okay. Bad, worse than, the worst. Little, I have little food. I have littler. No, I have less than and he has the least. Much, more than and the most. More than and the most. He is the most intelligent boy in our class. You say more and most. Okay. Many will become more than and the most. Many will become more than and the most. Farther and the farther than and the farthest. Older than the oldest, or we say elder than the eldest. So these are some words which do not follow any rules. They have irregular forms of comparison. Okay. So I hope you are very clear with the degrees of comparison. You don't have any problem regarding this, so that if you get any new words, you are able to do them very well and very nicely. Okay. You should not be having any more problem with degrees of comparison. Fine. Now we will go to some endings. Now children, with the change in spelling, there is a lot of difference in words, okay. For words that take CE and SE, the CY or SY endings, SE and SY are verb endings and CE and CY are noun endings. Now you must be thinking, oh God, this is telling so many confusing things. Very simple. You just look at these words. There is written license and license, practice and practice. I'll give you a very simple example. It is written PRACTICE, practice. Now you know when you are in school you all go for practice, no, for sports day. I am going for the sports day practice. Then you will write CE. It is the noun form. I am going for practice. Now, but if you want to say Nikhil is practicing the piano, that means he is doing something, no, right now, practicing the piano, then you will use S. Very simple. When you are using a word as a noun, it is CE. We are going for practice. We are going for dance practice. We are going for singing practice. Okay. So that is CE. But when we are practicing our drill, we are practicing the piano, I am practicing my handwriting, it is SE. And the same thing goes for prophecy and advice. He gave me some good advice. What will you write? You write CE. He gave me some bad advice. CE. No, he advised me to listen to my parents. Then you will use SE. He is advising you. He is doing some action. So that will become SE. He advised me to listen to my parents. He advised me to take my medicines regularly. So SE. Okay. So simple thing to remember. SE is verb and CE is noun. Okay, CE or CY. Whenever it is CE or CY, it is noun. Whenever it is SE or SY, it is verb. Now they have given you on page number 100, use suitable words from the examples given above in the following sentences. You may have to change the tense of some words. Okay. Now this rule they have written does not apply when nouns and verbs are spelled alike, such as suspense and hypocrisy. You don't have CE. Okay, this we will keep aside. Now look at this. The coach dashed the students to warm up before the game. So the coach advises the students. So he is doing something. It is a verb. It will be SE. The coach advises the students. If it was the coach gave some good dash to the students, we would have written CE. Okay. This is SES. Next one. My father got his driving license at the age of 30. License, it is a noun. He has got something, no? License. So CE at the age of 30. LICENCE. Then the dash that the world would end at the turn of the millennium did not come true. Now we will write prophecy. Now what is prophecy? Somebody must be thinking. Prophecy means prediction. Some people say, no, this will happen like now we are going through this pandemic. People are saying, 2020, it will be a bad year, it will be a good year. They keep predicting things beforehand. So prophecy is prediction. So the prophecy that the world would end at the turn of the millennium did not come true. We will write CY. The meaning of prophecy is prediction. The girls dash a lot for the debate competition. The girls practice. So it is a verb. They are doing something. No? So PRACTISE. Okay. Now after this, yes, here you have a story map. You will see in your book they have given you on page number 100. Write well, story writing. Tell a story about a day when everything went wrong. So this will be in your assignment also. And remember, you will write in your rough copies. Okay, there should be no query. You all will try to write a story about a day when everything went wrong. Now, how to write a story? So first comes your title. It is A Day When Everything Went Wrong. Now you have to know about the characters. Obviously, you are writing about a day when everything went wrong. You can be one of the characters and all those who are involved. Maybe something happens to your mother or your father or maybe to your pet animal, or maybe mommy and daddy are not at home. So all those people involved in the story are called the characters. Then the setting. What happened? Where it happened. Setting is the place where it happens. Then the problem. That is the main events. You have to put the main events, everything that happened on that day, what were the problems you faced, and ultimately how you found a solution to that. So this is just to improve your writing skills. Okay, you will try to write a story in your rough copy so that when we meet, we can have a storytelling session in the class and we can discuss and listen to all lovely stories from you. Okay, so till then I think this much is fair enough. From next week onwards, we will be starting with some revision classes. Till then, take good care of yourselves and meet you soon in the next session. Thank you.